So I get asked this question all the time. So I thought maybe I would just make a little video in here, then maybe people would stop asking and they would search a little YouTube-y. And here's all the information you need when you get your right-hand drive car and you bring it over to Las Vegas. You move in here, you already have a car registered, you're getting a car imported here, whatever it might be. It's actually not really hard. It sounds complicated, but it's really a pretty easy way to get your car registered out here. So after you get the car out here and you have all your documents and everything else, first thing you should do is get insurance. In Vegas, for you to register a right-hand drive car, an imported car, or anything over 25 years, if you want to be emissions exempt, you have to get classic car insurance. Haggerty, they are who I use. I heard they're a little more expensive, but they've been great, and you get a magazine and stuff. And then Grundy is another one, and I think there's a few other ones, but it has to be classic car insurance. The people at the DMV are getting a little better at it, but this is a new law from last year. So it's still a little bit new to them. So companies like Haggerty only do classic car insurance, and same with Grundy. So that's why I recommend those, because when they see Haggerty or Grundy, they automatically know it's classic car insurance. If you get, I think Allstate might do a classic car insurance too. I'm not sure. But the problem with that is you take it there and they have to verify it's a classic car insurance. There'll be some code in the beginning, and if it's not right, you have to call. It's a big ordeal. So that's why I recommend Haggerty or Grundy. After you get insurance, you need to take your car to the DMV on Sahara. So just look up DMV Sahara. You don't need an appointment or anything. Just go down there. And you go to get a VIN inspection. You just pull up, you'll see signs all over. It's kind of on the back side of the main building. So you go to get your VIN inspection. You just pull up. And I've heard of people having problems with these guys. I am the type that I just am overly friendly. The whole kill them with kindness kind of a thing. So I'm constantly like, super nice. How's your day? Oh, thanks for doing this. Appreciate it. Be super nice and you'll have no fucking problems. It's the people that are quiet, or the people that are like, I don't want to be here. I think those are ones that have problems. This is going to go with everything on this, because the nicer you are, the more they're going to try to help you out. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, you go get your VIN inspection. So you'll pull up, I think you pop your hood, and someone's going to come out and they're going to look to make sure all your VIN numbers match. So they're going to, scan the barcode. They're going to write it down. They're going to check under the hood. They're going to check the windshield. They're just going to make sure all your VINs match. After that, they're going to have you pull around to the other side of the building. So you're just going to, they'll let you know when it's time, but you're going to just pull up, basically make a big U-turn. You're going to pull up in front of these garage doors. And this is where they do the inspections for cars that are like totaled, salvage, or this, that. But all this is going to do is he's going to look at your engine for 5 seconds. The guy has no idea what he's looking at, but he's going to look at it. And he's going to say, all right, I'll be right back. And he puts out a sheet basically that just says that your car is emissions exempt. Because of how old it is, a lot of cars didn't have cats and stuff in Japan or whatever. And so you're just going to get this form. And it's all going to be printed out for you. It's going to be signed, stamped, dated, all that. After you have all that, then you go back home, whatever. And now you can make your DMV appointment. You can make it to anyone you want. I usually go to one on Flamingo. I just always have. I've had no issues. So you get all your paperwork together. That for future, the emission exempt paperwork, you should make copies of it. Because they're going to take it when you go to the DMV. And when you go to renew, if you have it, it just makes it a lot easier. So definitely make copies of that, because they're going to take it. Or just make one copy so you have multiple. All right, so when you're going to the DMV, when you get your car registered, it's going to be called a classic rod plate. They're going to know that. You won't need to know that. But the rules in Nevada is a classic car, you can only put 5,000 miles on it in a year. 5,000. But they don't check it. They never ever, they don't go out to your car to get the mileage or anything else. Make sure you do miles, not kilometers. 5,000 miles. So what I would recommend doing is, if you're planning on driving more than 5,000, my cars I don't, but if you plan on driving more than 5,000 miles, if your car has 50,000 miles on it right now, not kilometers, miles, maybe say it has 55,000, so that way you have that little bit of extra time or extra miles. But either way, what you need to do is write down on your notes, wherever you're going to keep all your files for your car, write down how many miles you told them. So that way when you renew the next year, they're going to ask for it again. So that way you don't say you had 55,000 miles, next year you have 52,000 miles. You know, if you go backwards, that's going to be a problem. So that you need to write that down. You know, 5,000 is the maximum. All right? So you go to make your appointment online. Sometimes it's a month out. So you might want to, I don't know. I kind of refresh it over and over again. Sometimes you'll just find one. But if you know you're going to go, set it for a month out. You go down there, and I'm not saying you need to wait a whole month. I'm just saying when you go online, that's usually when the next available spot is, because they're so busy at the DMV. So you go down there, you bring all your paperwork. So if you already have it titled in the States, you're just going to need your title, your VIN inspection, and your emissions exemption sheet. That's all you're going to need. If you bought a car at a dealership that still has a plate from another state, do not, I repeat, do not bring your forms, your bill of sale, because they're going to base your car on how much you bought it for. So if you bought a car, you know, maybe make a bill of sale showing $2,000, $3,000, what you bought it for. You know, people always say it's the original MSRP. It's not the case. It's what you bought the car for. Okay, so let's say you do it for, you know, $3,000, something like that. It'd be like $100. If you bought a car for $20,000 and you got a thing saying it's $20,000, it's gonna be like a $3,000 bill that you're going to pay taxes on. Yeah, you buy a car, you pay taxes. Every time it's so. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. So, what you got to do next is you give them all that paperwork. So there's three things: title, the emissions exempt, and the VIN inspection. You give it to them, and they're going to fill it all out. You're done. That's all it is to it. You can even get customized plates. You just say you want a classic rod and this customized plate. That's, you know, you get it. It won't even look like a classic rod plate, which is cool. But yeah, you can get personalized plates. Everything else is the same. It really makes no difference. Now, I've only imported or registered 2 right-hand drive cars, and they were both already, one was a Florida title, one was a Chicago title, I believe. So when you get it directly imported, it's probably going to take a while longer, but your importer, if you bought it from like RHD Specialists or whatever companies are, if you get it from that, they should give you all the paperwork you need, and you can just hand it right over to them. That's where you're probably going to get in trouble with the you know, it'll show what you bought the car for. If you can somehow get rid of that, I'm not sure how that goes because I haven't had to experience that, but they're going to tax you on whatever you bought it for. So if you get all the importing documents, and you can somehow leave that one out, they don't need it, you'll be great. But if you do, I'm not sure what's going to happen. You're on your own with that part. But that's all there is to it. I mean, it's pretty easy. Get the car, get insurance, Sahara DMV to get it inspected. Go to any DMV you want. I go to Flamingo, and you're done. It's really not that complicated. Classic car insurance usually says that they have to have the car garaged. So I guess, I don't know how much they go into that. They like Google your address to make sure you have a garage. I have no idea, but that's part of the rules is it has to be garage. So that's it. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'll see if I can answer them. I'm sure someone will answer them. Yeah, that's it. If you want my cool shirt, or you can see it, which is made in Japan, perfected by garage. Densetsu is the crew. So that's rhdvegas.com. You can pick up your own. And I guess enjoy your new ride.